Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. I know I promised this morning I was coming on live, okay? But anyway, this reaction is coming from TISA Tales. I told y'all anything that has to do with the Diddy case, I'm coming right here to TISA. It also has something to do with Maurene Comey, right? The Epstein File and Diddy. So we're gonna get into this right quick. You know, if I wrote some notes down. But anyway, as you come in, y'all, please hit that subscribe button. Uh, yeah, we still over. We still over that 1K. We over it. All right. And also, y'all, I didn't know that. I knew that they was missing a minute out of the Epstein. When they was we was looking at the Epstein like list, the one they had to clean up. We was missing a minute, right? Now we missing 3 minutes and a half. Let me make sure. Yeah, I wrote it. 3 minutes and a half. What happened? Y'all, I'm gonna let Tisa talk, and I got you. I got it. All right. That'll give me time to get loosened up and all of that kind of stuff. But anyway, y'all, please hit the subscribe button, like button, and I will talk to y'all in about a couple minutes. All right. You know I have to go slow at first. I'd be scared.
Oh my God. You guys come and sit down and shut the door. Maurene Comey has been fired. I repeat, Maurene Comey has been fired. This is the same girl for the Diddy trial, the same girl for Epstein, and the same girl for Justain Maxwell. Now, listen, we got to talk. I have never been one for deep state. Y'all know I like to talk mess, but I've never been one for deep state. But you guys, what is going on? She was fired, but not for the reason you think. We're going to go through all the articles. We're going to figure out what's going on. But let me just say this. And I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it.
Say it.
This makes me actually believe that this Diddy trial was a setup. Now, hear me out. I know there's a lot of people that weren't in the courtroom. I know there's a lot of people that read the inner city press, his live tweeting. I know there's a lot of people that followed along. But let me tell you something. I was in the courtroom for 7 or 8 weeks, and there were dumb people. TISA lied, because I gave y'all my opinion of what I saw and heard. But let me tell you this. I saw, and I'm just putting it out there, and this goes into my larger theory. I saw the passion Maurene Comey put into her arguments. She was the best prosecutor out there. She literally put her heart and soul into those arguments. At one time, she looked like she was about to break into tears. When I tell you this was personal for her, it was personal. And I don't look at that as a negative thing. I know people, he said, hey, why are you taking it so personal? What is wrong with y'all that the world is burning and y'all want to play it cool? This is not the time to play it cool. Wrong.
Look, and Tisa will come out there and say how personal Maurene Comey was taking it. And if y'all were following Tisa during the trial, y'all would see how she was taking it personal too. And then I know y'all saw me tripping, right? But anyway, like when I first heard it, the first thing I thought about was, did she help the jury? You know what I'm saying? And she was talking to the defense for that. Remember that second people that followed Tisa during the trial? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Then the black lawyer came, the lady black, I don't know her name, y'all, so she's gonna be the lady black lawyer that Diddy had on his side, came over there and got the little man with the funny voice, the main attorney. I can't think his name, y'all, just gone. But then, anyway, the defense attorney, she came over there because they ain't supposed to be talking, right? Anyway, I remember TISA reported that, but it was like a split second talking. When no, not long like that. And also, do y'all remember Damian, or is it Damon Williams? The one that Trump was gonna fire as soon as he got in office. the one that was over the Southern District of New York. You know, the black guy with the glasses. Trump just that was after Trump, and them told him they would not come back to New York. All that stuff, right? So Trump got in office. He was going after him. So before Trump got in office, he resigned. Okay, so with that, okay, y'all know they was already looking at Diddy going overseas, doing all this stuff to get Diddy, and y'all know they took money. So when Trump came in, everything slowed down. The man, whoever left, the one I'm talking about, left, and Trump put his own guy in his spot. Anyway, the funding slowed down, y'all. That's why that might be why they didn't call all their witnesses, because they couldn't get them all here. I don't know. But them three go together, okay? Epstein, y'all already know Epstein, Maxwell, and Trump. They go together, okay? Okay, let me let TISA talk while I get my thoughts back together, okay?
Rome is burning, and if nobody told you, Rome is burning. And you are not Nero watching it burn. You are Nero sitting there in gasoline draws. We all need to be concerned that the world's burning. But hear me out. Maurene Comey put her heart and soul into those arguments. Mm-hmm. So when people said, oh, I think that she threw the case, she's James Comey's daughter, I said, maybe. But it might not have come across in the tweets. It might not have come across, but in person, if you were in the courtroom, you felt her passion. You felt it was personal. So I always was like, I don't think she's actually going to I don't think she's throwing the case. Now, what I will say is I thought they ran out of money. Damian Williams, when Damian Williams was the head of Southern District of New York,
this is what I was trying to say. That's why I always got to have a backup person to say what I'm trying to say, because my words just get jumbled up. But I know what I be talking about sometimes. I know what I want to say anyway.
Just say this. I'll be quick, and then we're going to get into the articles, and I'm going to tell you what I think is going on. Damian Williams was head of Southern District of New York when the Diddy investigation started. He was the one that authorized the raid. He was the one that flew special teams over to London. I heard they were maybe planning on going to Belize. They was ready to take Diddy down. And then what happened? Think about it. What happened? When did the case slow down? When did the case lose funding? When did they start taking people off of the case? Because you need a lot of resources to take people down for a RICO case. When did that happen? Think back, and this might make some people upset, but I'm asking you to just withhold judgment until I get through the end of the point. When did that stop? I'll tell you when it stopped. Trump, out of the blue, said, I don't think Damian Williams is doing a good job. The biggest case of Damian's career was Diddy. They were flying overseas to take that man down. This was going to be an epic RICO case. Trump then said he was going to fire. And if you're MAGA, just let me finish, okay? Let me finish, because there's a connection. And yes, it has to do with the Epstein thing, the way Trump's handled Epstein, and the way Trump handled Justain Maxwell. And I swear to God, if Trump ends up pardoning Justain Maxwell, we're going to have an issue. So listen, all of a sudden, Trump says, I don't think Damian Williams is doing a good job. Damian Williams, all of a sudden, he starts like fighting with the Trump administrations. Trump then tells Damian Williams and everyone that effective immediately, he's going to let him go in a little bit and hire his guy. it was a literal start date. Damian Williams resigned before his firing date.
Yeah.
Trump put his guy in the Department of Justice. Department of Justice.
I know.
And the Senate has that new head of the Southern District of New York. And then all of a sudden, the Diddy case slows down. The Diddy case gets stalled. The Diddy case loses funding. Coincidence? Maybe. But now that we see what happened with the Epstein list and the way they're saying that the Epstein list never existed and we're being stupid and we should just move over. And
somebody was a darn hoax. Let me get her mouth right.
Now that Pam Bondi.
Okay, that'll work. Listen, y'all, they are now trying to say, hey, Robert Jennings. Now they're trying to say it's a hoax. Trying to say it's a hoax, y'all. It's like, cause we saw some of the file. We saw some of the names, and they were supposed to put the other half out later. I mean, it was a couple years ago, but later. And then somebody in the chat said, I don't know why they so worried about seeing a flight list and all that kind of stuff, because it tells you when you landed, how long you stayed, when you came back. And for the people that don't really care or don't know about the Epstein, Maxwell, and whoever all went over there, don't y'all know they had little minions over there? They had minions over there that they was like the beating and all of that. Just think about Diddy, okay? Think about Diddy. And some committed, you know what, to the cell. Some became rug addicts. Some became prostitutes. Sorry, YouTube. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And some, I don't know. Some just pretended like it didn't ever happen. Just held it inside. Let them die from. Dang it! I'm messing all up. That's why I don't talk too much like this. Shoot, I'm getting all my work. YouTube. That was totally a mistake. I didn't mean to say it. I joke all the time. I don't know. These people, they just make me so nervous. And I just had my wordings all wrong, YouTube. All right, y'all. Okay. Now they done fired this woman, Miss Comey. Some people say Comey. What is her name? Comey. Maurene. I call her Maurene because I'm probably older than her. Maurene. So they fired Maurene. Maurene put Epstein in jail, Maxwell in jail, Diddy a little bit of jail. But I think Diddy's case had a little help. Okay. Or he would have been in that way up in there. Right? So she had them three big cases. You know, and so now Trump's woman, right-hand woman, Blondie, the one that said, it's on my desk, the file on my desk, I had to go through it. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't talking about that when I was talking about the MLK and the JFK and the Martin Luther King one, right? Right, like we crazy people. That's why I said Republican, Democrats, one person, one body. They just won. That's it. That's all. Anyway, so now they fire Maurene to get so we won't be looking at Blondie. You know what I'm saying? So now we all talking about, oh, she probably had something to do with Diddy. I don't know what happened. Did I pause too long? Anyway, that's okay. Instead of looking at Blondie, now we're looking at Comey, and now we're talking about the Diddy case again, trying to get us off Epstein And then he done told his mega people, I know y'all megas need to go look at the news. He said if y'all believe there was an Epstein file, he don't need y'all anyway. He don't need you anyway. Okay? So now he did say that. Now let's see how I'm gonna prove it. I think about it while TISA talks, okay? Because I'm gonna prove it. Maybe. But it's true. I saw it. I just can't remember where I saw it. I just saw it. Okay.
Bondi, who's being dragged left and right, looks like she leaked to Politico that Maurene Comey was being fired. I have to really ask, what is going on? There are too many things. On top of that, Justain Maxwell said she's testifying in front of Congress over what really happened with Jeffrey Epstein. And think about it. They're saying Jeffrey Epstein didn't have a list. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. Okay, an innocent man offed himself, right? The Justice Department released a video that 24 hours ago had a minute listing missing, and now it has 3.5 minutes missing of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide, right? All this stuff is going on, and the Justice Department, and you thought, and I kept thinking, I think they're gearing up to pardon Justain Maxwell. Because if Jeffrey Epstein didn't have a list and he was completely innocent and all this stuff happened, then why is Justain Maxwell in jail?
That's what I think.
And Justain Maxwell just said, I'm going to testify in front of Congress and tell what I know.
She know the name.
No, she hasn't been pardoned. We don't know what's going on. But let's also not forget, right? Listen, because what does this have to do? Who said this? The Crash Out report said it has to do with Epstein and trying to please MAGA. But here's the thing. I don't think that he's trying to please MAGA anymore. He is on MAGA's ish list. MAGA is sick of Trump right now. I think Trump is just trying, and his people around him, there's something bad going on. Because also with the Pam Bondi thing, Diddy and Epstein were super tight. I've always maintained that I think Diddy looked at what Epstein was doing and was like, I can do this better and do it cooler. There's a tie between Diddy and Epstein. It just strikes me as odd that all these people are now either going to be pardoned, they're now innocent. Jeffrey Epstein, there was no list, there was no this, there was no that. And then the White House is telling us, and now Pam Bondi has directly from the top fired Maurene Comey. Well, why did she fire Maurene Comey? I know some people are going to be like, it's because what happened in Diddy trial. I'm telling you, I was in that courtroom. Mm-hmm. Nobody is that good of an actress. Maurene Comey, it seemed personal. At one point, I was like, does she know someone close to her that went through something like this? Did she go through something like this? It was very, very personal. It didn't come across in the tweets. That's why there was such a disconnect between people that weren't really in the courtroom and people that were reading what's going on and the people that were in the courtroom. The people that were in the courtroom, feeling the energy, not the overflow room, in the courtroom. Most of them had a different opinion about how well the government was doing. That's why it was shocking that the jury came out with the decision they did. And it was shocking that the government didn't have more information. But when you look at the fact that Trump put his people in charge of the Department of Justice, and then they short-circuited the budget for the Diddy trial because they were going overseas to London, to Belize. It was even in the New York Times, they started an investigation in London. They were planning to connect his worldwide web. But of course, they ran out of money. Let's get to the Maurene Comey thing, because Pam Bondi has had egg on her face all week. The Trump administration, MAGA is so angry at the Trump administration right now. Okay? It's like you can't play in everybody's face like that. And the fact that now Pam Bondi, not only do they fire Maurene Comey, but they point out that she was the person in charge of Epstein and the person in charge of Justain Maxwell, but Justain Maxwell is in jail. So how did she have a defeat with Justain Maxwell? Right. Justain Maxwell is in jail. Jeffrey Epstein, he was suicidal, but he was on his way to jail too. The only person that escaped through their grasp right? Barely, because Diddy does have 2 federal sex crime convictions, is Diddy. But let's not.
Yo, so God, the freak I was gonna say. But anyway, Robert Jennings, thank you so much. I just read your message, but we was thinking the same thing the same time. So now you see, okay? But I'm fine. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, y'all. Now, another thing I was wondering. Okay, so she just said mega tired of Trump. Now I know I saw that on the TMZ because when I was getting back to this, getting it set up, I stopped and I said, let me see what TMZ, what they trying to do. Did they have something to do with Maurene? I said, let me just stop and see what they cricket said. So I stopped. And then that's why I saw they showed Trump walking across the grass, talking junk about, you know, he tired of mega whoever, he talking about the Republican, he talking about his side, and they ain't talking about Democrats. He said, look, if that's all they care about is the Epstein list, I don't need them no way. Let them go ahead. So y'all go to TMZ and watch it. Okay? Go watch it. All right. So what else is I gonna say? TMZ, I bet TMZ has, man, they name coming up with Maurene. Watch. It's coming up. The 2 angry men or the 2 old men, the 2 grumpy men, whatever the name of Harvey and that man's show is, it's coming up. Watch. And I hope, look, if they fired Comey Maurene, because I can't say her name, Maurene, right? Can she tell? Because see, Epstein is like, right? Can she tell some names? Can she tell something? Huh? Can she? Can she? Can she tell some of the people that's on that list? Because I know she know. And I wonder if it's going to have something to do with the judge and Diddy. Because see, Maurene was going for the max. But I think Trump was just doing this to make us not look at the blonde no more. Blondie. So I don't think it really had nothing to really do with. He would have left her alone. But his woman had to mess up Miss Blondie. And then he had to take it out on her. Had Blondie fire her. I said, man, that's messed up. But they gonna snatch her up so darn quick because she real smart, for as I heard anyway, during the Diddy trial, and she was going for the max. So I liked her. So now I really wonder what's gonna happen. You know what? I think I'm gonna go to sleep and just sleep on October the 3rd. That's what I'm gonna do. And I ain't gonna look at nothing on the 4th, 5th, 6th, or the 7th. Y'all know I'm telling the story, don't you? But anyway, that's all I got. I'm gonna have to let TISA talk, and I'm gonna be right behind it, okay? Cause yeah, I'll be right behind, okay? So, but that's what I think. I think it's just a cover up. Cause he tired of Epstein taking his shine. That's all.
Forget that Trump, and there are no actions. Let me tell y'all something. The White House controls every single question that's asked in that press poll. The fact that Fox News stood up, Trump and Fox News are like this. I don't care if you're a Trump supporter or not. Y'all know that Fox News and Trump go together real bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like this. A Fox News reporter stood up in a press conference and said, what about, and I think they were talking about like, I don't know, peace talk, something really, I forget what they're talking about, but it was some international story. And you got the nerve to say, what about Sean Diddy Combs? Is there any truth to the fact that you're going to pardon him? And he
Oh,
was
I
like,
saw that.
yeah, if he's treated unfairly, I
I
will
saw that.
pardon him. Nobody, listen, I know a con when I see one. I know a setup when I see one. I know a soft launch when I see one. And that was a soft launch. Justain Maxwell, let's get into this because you can't make this up. You honestly cannot make this up. Listen, this is so weird to me.
No, I know Maureen. I know she mad. I mean, if I know that probably ain't the way she looked coming out though, because I heard she knew a little bit beforehand, not just that exact same day. So, but she'll probably get her own firm, all that kind of stuff. I wish there was a way she could sue his butt for wrongful termination or discrimination or whatever she can come up with her legal mind. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Really, here we go.
Odd to me. This is weird to me. Um, this is odd to me. This is actually scary. And you guys, I don't want to be like, ooh, tinfoil cap and deep state. And usually when it's deep state, I'm arguing with my uncle at Thanksgiving over whether deep state exists. But this is weird. This is odd. Okay. Listen, now Trump posted this earlier today. And I want you to listen to me. And if you're a Trump supporter, please let me know what you think because he posted this earlier today. We're going to read this. And tell me this doesn't sound like he's gearing up to launch the campaign to justify pardoning Justain Maxwell. All right, listen to this. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Now, mind you, all the Republicans voted to block the Epstein file from being released, but then they blamed it on the Democrats. But if it was all, why wouldn't you release? Okay. And again, I don't want us to get into party lines because I feel like that's where they're dividing us. Democrat.
I tried to tell y'all we are all one. TISA, thank you. Because I just said this the other day that we are one body. They are friends. They all buddies. They probably party together, swing together, whatever they do together. I don't know. But yeah. Uh excuse me, y'all. It came out like hard too. But they're all friends. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, YouTube has new rules, y'all. You have to show a face. So now, if you see somebody with a cartoon face, or you got to show your actual face, like I'm showing mine, or like when my pictures up, like this morning. Yeah, you have to show your face. I mean, you just do. And as far as the okay, and as far as the talking, like I keep stopping the video. I haven't read that part yet, y'all. But I think I'm doing right. I do stop and talk. And I talk a long time. That way I can let the video play longer. They may not be the right way, but I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing right now, y'all.
And Republican. When right now, when it comes to this Epstein list, they literally seem like it's two sides to the coin. Bill Clinton was on that plane just like Trump was. Bill Clinton was buddy with Epstein just like Trump was. Alan Dershowitz, buddy with Epstein, just like Trump and Bill Clinton. I think when it comes to the Epstein files, the reason why it's so whatever is I think there's a lot of high-ranking politicians on both sides that were on that list and were on the island.
Yeah.
This is what he traded in, okay? They say the radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. I mean, Hunter Biden was a crackhead. Okay, fine. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in her 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Okay, so first of all, already Trump is bringing out his greatest hits. Bum, 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 right? Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax.
Oh my God.
And my past supporters have bought into this BS. Hook,
See?
line, and sinker. Trump campaigned on Epstein.
Let me see.
MAGA elected him, a certain portion, on Epstein. They bragged about having the list. They bragged about exposing Democrats. Pam Bondi said she had the list on her desk. Okay? We're about to get into the Maurene Comey firing. I'm just giving you guys a little insight before we get into the deep state stuff, right? Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Jeffrey Epstein was actually unalived on his present. What is going on in the world?
Nope.
And my past supporters have bought into this BS hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I've had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems.
She said, I can't. Let me let her finish her sentence.
Hate him. And the success-starved Dems is a Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success, because I won't.
The point of the matter is, he called it a hoax. Democrat hoax. But, okay, this guy that's in office, he said he would not stop because he heard that Bill Clinton's name is on there. And he said he ain't going to stop until he get it. So what Trump gonna do? Fire him for not stopping? I forgot the man's name, but he has a podcast too. But I forgot his name. And shoot, I didn't heard a lot of y'all, a lot of people's names on there. I saw say a lot of y'all, but a lot of people's names are on there, y'all. But like I told y'all, where Chris Tucker at, where he at? I ain't say he did nothing, but he was on that plane because I saw him and Hillary and Bill and Trump and Ivanka, Trump and his wife. Because I get your daughter and wife mixed up. But him and his wife, and it's some more like people from the political people on the plane, because it was a big plane. They was walking around, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Republicans and Democrats were on there. Y'all know that. Please know that. And Trump just don't want to get caught right now. He want to finish messing up the world. I'm just joking, everybody. Don't get mad at me. Don't come for me, okay? I'm just trying to get it together, okay? But Trump, y'all know he messing up. Y'all know he messing up. I ain't even got to tell you. I ain't gonna say Kamala wouldn't have messed up either because she ain't in office, right? But yeah, he's just trying to trick. They always tricking us. All right, that's all I got.
I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention. Okay. So now Trump is trying to say that with this whole Epstein thing and the list and all the connections to deep state, Diddy, Justain Maxwell, that all that's a hoax. If all that's a hoax, then why is Justain Maxwell in jail?
That's
And
about
why did you
it.
just sorry, hold on. And why did you just fire the prosecutor that put her in jail?
Thank you.
Why did you just fire the prosecutor that put her in jail and put Jeffrey Epstein in jail? If it's what? Okay. Do y'all see the setup? Let's get into why they're saying she was actually fired.
Crazy.
You guys, I think they're setting up to pardon Justain Maxwell.
And probably
And
did it too.
I feel like they are setting up for a Diddy party, a Diddy pardon as well.
I don't know though.
They said Maurene Comey, this is direct from the New York Times. Maurene Comey, a Manhattan federal prosecutor who worked on the criminal cases against Jeffrey Epstein and Justain Maxwell, was fired on Wednesday, according to 4 people of knowledge on the matter. This came directly from Pam Bondi. Let's not forget that Comey's name still rings in these streets, which is odd because James Comey was the reason a lot of political analysts think that Hillary Clinton was not elected president. At the last minute, they did the October surprise. James Comey said, what about her emails? Said that blah, 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 blah. It swung the election enough that
He the one did about the emails, because I remember that. They spammed some emails. Boy, they spammed them emails. Man, I didn't know who did that. Now I know what he looked like, because now I can see him in my head. Okay, because I used to say he looked like Adam Monster. That's how I used to remember people, by giving them little nicknames. But now I know who her daddy is. Okay.
Trump eached out, and then later, and Comey never corrected it. So for the fact that they're acting like James Comey is a hero for the left, when James Comey went out of his way to get Trump elected, he was a huge Trump supporter, and he's one of the main reasons why Trump X'd out that victory ahead of Hillary Clinton. Again, they're trying to rewrite everything, but that is exactly what happened. Okay. So let's get into this, right?
I got the wrong guy. I'm not.
The reason for Comey's firing was not initially clear. Her dismissal immediately raised questions given her involvement in cases that have roiled the White House in recent days, as well as the fact that her father is a former FBI director, James Comey, who was fired by President Trump during his first term. A spokesperson for the SDNY declined to comment. The White House press office did not immediately respond to requests for comment, including about whether it had asked the Justice Department to fire Mrs. Comey. Trump has in recent days claimed without evidence that the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes were concocted by James Comey. We saw that there's an Epstein file. We saw the flightless manifest. We heard what happened on the island. There were not just hundreds, but thousands of victims. And they were there. Oh my God, where is it? There is a, I don't know if I want to play it, but there is an actual interrogation. Not interrogation. What do you call it when somebody, God, why can't I think? There's a deposition of Jeffrey Epstein where the lawyers were asking him, is it not true you were gifted 3 underage girls, I think 3 12-year-old girls as a birthday present? And they were French, and they were flew out to you. And then the day after you got done opening your birthday present, you flew them back. We know for a fact that Jeffrey Epstein and the issue he was going through existed. What is a link to Diddy? They just also told us when we saw Diddy force someone to go to a freak off on camera after he beat them. We're talking about Cassie. We saw Diddy doing these things on camera, and they went out of their way to tell us that Diddy was innocent. Not only was he innocent of RICO, even though they didn't give them any budget, they shorted it out when Trump's people got in, but he didn't do anything. And he's now, if he pardons Diddy, I don't know what's going on. I do know that at the end of the day, they then tried to tell us, with the president saying, if Diddy was, what did he say? If Diddy was,
Treat them
if he's treated unfairly, I'll pardon him. Why would he say that? What else did he have on the president? Why would he, even though he just might have been messing with them because Trump loves to mess with people, but also remember all those servers that were seized out of Diddy's home? What happened to those servers? Again, I get it that with Cassie and Jane, he had private freak-offs, but are we going to act like numerous party planners didn't go on record and say that?
As far as the service and the tapes that they took from Diddy's house, I saw it on. I think I know where I saw it. So after this, I'm gonna try to do a reaction to it. Okay, if they talking about what I'm thinking, but it said the tapes that were seized from Diddy's house. Okay, so that was the headline. But I didn't have time to watch it. Okay, y'all know I'm busy. So, but I'm gonna go back in a minute maybe and watch it. All right.
Diddy had orgies too. This was something that we knew. It didn't come from the lawsuits. It came from the party planners speaking on record to legitimate sources about what was going on. Anyway, let's get back into this. Let me get to this article and then we'll get into the deep state stuff.
Okay.
I've never been a deep state person, but even for the last 4 days, I've been sitting there and being like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? Now get this. But again, I get it that he fired Comey during his first term, but Comey was a hardcore Republican. I think he still is at heart.
And his daughter too, ain't she?
President Trump has in the recent days claimed, without evidence, that files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes were concocted by James Comey, as well as by former Presidents Joseph Biden Jr. and Barack Obama.
That's about to done.
He is crashing out. Maurene was given a letter informing her of the termination. 3 of the people with knowledge of the matter said. 2 said that the letter said that Maurene was being fired under Article 2 of the Constitution, which describes the powers granted by the president. So Trump, and I want to listen, I'm going to go to the comments really quick when we get through this, because I want to hear what you guys have to say. Trump is saying, so if he got she got a letter saying she was fired under Article 2 of the Constitution, that means that Trump 100% fired Maurene Comey. Maurene Comey is the only one pushing for Diddy to do hardcore jail time.
Exactly.
She's recommending the maximum. Maurene Comey was the one fighting for Diddy not to get out on bail. Maurene Comey is the reason why Diddy did not get bail. You had to hear the impassioned speech she gave. I don't care how it came across in tweets. I was in the courthouse. The girl was windmilling. Nobody is that good of an actor or actress as it will be. Okay. Now, so, and this is a question if you are a former or current Trump supporter. How do you feel about the fact, if it is true, how do you feel about the fact, if it is true, that Trump fired Maurene Comey for what? And if he did fire her, is that directly going to lead into the government's position on how much time that Diddy should get? And let's not forget that the head of Southern District of New York that controls everybody is is Trump's guy, who's Maurene Comey's boss. Now, before, everybody was saying Trump is starting a task force to get rid of PDF files. Trump is doing this. Trump is doing that. Trump is going to whatever. But now that we see.
Yeah. So much for saving. Putting away the PDF files, huh? He trying to save his own PDF self. And because I heard that him and Epstein back in the day had a girl that was like 1'3", right? And they had a little side bet, some kind of side bet, right? Of who would take the V, right? Trump just supposed to been in there talking, came out and told, I got her first, I got her, blah, 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 but so Epstein goes in there, beat the girl up and say, I told you that I was the one that supposed to did that. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think I heard it on here or I heard it somewhere.
That Trump is now saying that everything we knew about the Epstein list, and this is everything
Really?
that he told us about the Epstein list, is not true. All right? Everything is not true. And this is what we were told. Okay. Hold on. So let's get through the rest of this article and then we'll get into this. But I want to know, like, if you are a Trump supporter, how are you feeling about this? Do you think that there's no do you think there's no connection? I'm genuinely curious. Are you still riding with him? Do you believe what he's saying about the Epstein? And I'm not even trying to argue. I just want to know.
I saw somebody in the comments say, don't be trying to change us or something like that. She ain't trying to change. She don't want to know what you think about your chief or captain or whatever y'all call Trump. Yeah, somebody got it. Don't be trying to change us. I ain't gonna never switch. I'ma always be a mega. Be a mega. Tell them to show them files.
Do you believe what he's saying about the Epstein files? And if you do believe,
yeah,
okay. But if you don't believe, what does that mean? Because this is as deep state as you can get. This is as much as I'll do as I please as you can get. This is as much as don't believe your lying eyes as you can get. And to say that she got fired over the Diddy trial? No, because they're going more into it. However, right? People they said that I think that this is a distraction from Epstein, 100%. I think this is a distraction from what's going on with Epstein. Now, there is a world that if you believe that Maurene Comey, let me just put it out, because, if you believe that Maurene Comey threw the case with Diddy on purpose, which I don't think that makes sense, but if you do believe, then that means that this will result in more charges for Diddy. Because now the person that was running interference for Diddy and playing PSYOP, she's out of there. So that means that these other charges for Diddy, because the guy's dirty, it's going to come. But I think this is a 100% distraction for the Epstein thing. Her last name, she gets fired by the president for no given reason, and it's supposed to distract everybody because he literally blamed Comey, her father, for making up the Epstein files along with President Biden and President Obama.
Stupid.
Okay,
that
right?
Is dumb.
Again, there is a world where Trump is not planning on pardoning Diddy, and he's going to give more charges against them because it's like, give them Diddy so they don't talk about Epstein anymore. That might work, but they haven't given anybody for Diddy. And the same way Justain Maxwell looks like she's about to be pardoned by what Trump actually tweeted earlier. If Justain Maxwell has info on Trump, why wouldn't Diddy have info on Trump too? I don't know. Something's going on in that.
And y'all noticed that they starting to mess with Jay-Z too. They throwing Jay-Z up in that darn blender. Everything going around. And they bringing Kathy White back from rest in peace, Kathy White. They bringing her back up as Blue Ivy's mama. Saying Beyonce would never pray go with her. I almost said it. But yeah. Put Kathy White and Blue Ivy side by side. And take that darn makeup off Blue Ivy. Because they're trying to make her look like Beyonce with all that thick makeup. No. And she looked just like her too. Put us. They had them side by. I saw them side by side, and they had Jay-Z in the middle of the son that's gonna be son, and Blue Ivy. Just yeah, and then Beyonce. No, no. But anyway, that's just what my eyes saw. But anyway, I forgot what. That's it. Let's go.
White House. Something's going on in that White House. All right.
Going on.
Listen, I think that they're going to get, again, there's a chance that they could give Diddy more charges, give the public Diddy, so they can stop talking about Epstein and blame the cover up on Maurene and her father, even though, how are we saying that James Comey, this is President Trump's own words, that James Comey is behind, that James Comey is behind a fake Epstein hoax? You're trying to tell us that the Epstein file does not exist and it's James Comey that made it up? What? This is as deep. I'm not even a deep state person, but you guys have to admit, this is as deep state as it gets. This is the epitome of don't believe your lying eyes. What are you talking about? This is.
And then it may be they may take Maurene up out of there, say that she was messing with the Diddy trial, and then send Diddy up the river and say, we got rid of her and we found out the truth because she was, y'all know what I'm trying to say. She was messing with it, like on the jury side, like the jury, like she was helping the defense. I put it that way. She was helping the defense. They might try to throw, that's why he fired her. They fired her. And then the 5-pack of white women found out about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. This does not even make any sense at all.
None of it does.
This doesn't make any sense. Hold on.
Trump guilty. That's the only thing that makes sense. Trump
One
guilty.
second. This doesn't make any sense. Anyway, they said Maurene was a prosecutor in the criminal case against Epstein. Epstein got convicted. Did he not? Did he go to trial? Anyway, they had him. He was about to go to trial. Oh yeah, okay. So he hung himself before he could go to trial. She was on the team that prosecuted Justain Maxwell, his one-time girlfriend, who was convicted of sex trafficking in 2021. She got that case too. She was also a prosecutor on the trial of Sean Combs, who was acquitted of the most serious charges. Again, this is a developing story. It will be, okay? The interesting thing is, this is interesting timing, because the Epstein thing, something that everybody in the White House wants us to stop talking about. And this doesn't matter whether you were a Trump supporter or not. Everybody was behind the Epstein files coming out. Everybody wanted to see those files. Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, anarchist, it didn't matter. Everybody wanted to see those files. I think the country can come together against PDF files. I believe the country comes together and unites against PDF files time and time and time again. Okay? So it's interesting timing when you think about it. I'm looking to this article because this Epstein thing is really becoming a thing. Again, one could argue that Maurene Comey got fired to take the fall because her father made up the Jeffrey Epstein hoax.
That's crazy.
Right? According to Trump, along with Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Y'all don't remember. I followed that James Comey thing with Trump so hard during the election. James Comey was Trump's, I don't care that they fell out later. They fell out because Trump got tired of them. James Comey was Trump's loyal dog. He was Trump's original fanboy. He's the reason Trump got elected.
I remember.
Y'all
I
remember what he
know.
did. And this, listen, put your politics aside. James Comey wrote hard for Trump to get him elected. He believed in Trump. So for now, you're trying to convince us that James Comey made up a Jeffrey Epstein's hoax with Barack Obama and Joe Biden? Sorry. Now, here's the problem with that little lie.
Right.
The North remembers. I can understand if you're talking to people a generation ago. I can even think if you're talking about an election that happened 16, 20, 30 years ago. You cannot make us forget, sir, for things that just happened in your first term. This is ridiculous, but let me just go on to say, right? Listen, Pam Bondi is in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, that's
with this Jeffrey Epstein list. Partly because she said she had the list on her desk and she couldn't wait to read it. She is the Department of Justice. Trump is the president, but we still look at who's in charge of the Department of Justice to do justice. Pam Bondi and Trump, he is super, super loyal to her. She is super, super loyal to him. Okay? This would be a way for the White House to fire someone without Pam Bondi having to take the fall for the Jeffrey Epstein letter. Okay? And again, if you are MAGA in the chat, speak for yourself. Answer for your brother. Answer for your brother. But if you are MAGA, right? From what I understand, because you know I read everything. I've been in the Reddit chat rooms. I've been in the MAGA chat rooms. I've been trying to see, like, what's tea? Literally, because the girls are fighting. I've been trying to see what's tea. MAGA is out for blood. And I think the White House think they found a fall guy, which is Maurene Comey. But
that don't make no sense. That's stupid to me. I mean, not the people stupid. No. I never call anybody stupid, okay? I just want y'all to know that ever. When I say stupid, I mean acting stupid. I mean, what they say don't make sense. Even though I know they smart, they presidents and in the offices and all of that stuff, but they don't make no sense. Why would you fire that girl? I mean, that lady. Why would you do that? I can't figure it out. All I can figure out is to stop talking about Epstein, because he was saying, like, on the news last night, he was like, all y'all talk about is Epstein and we got these floods all around and stuff like that. Yeah, we got floods. That's a natural disaster. And some people say, I heard somebody say, some of them floods ain't natural. They was man-made, right? So I'm waiting on somebody so I know. And then I'm going to bring it to you. Y'all know I'm going to react. But he said, and we got natural disasters down, and y'all want to talk about is Epstein. So now, 2 days later, look what happened. Maurene get fired because Blondie didn't say that they was on her desk. If she would never said it was on her desk, Maurene wouldn't have got fired. That's my feeling. What y'all think? If she would have never said it's on her desk and everybody looking at Blondie to find, I'm calling her Blondie, to find, you said it was on your desk. You was about to go through them. We'll be looking at them in a couple of days. That's what you said, So 2 days later, now Maurene gets fired. And that Trump going off on his own group. If you mega, I don't care if you follow me or not. I know even if you follow me, I don't care. And if you're gonna still talk about Epstein, I don't need you. Y'all ain't gotta follow me, that kind of. But go on TMZ if y'all want to see that, because that's why I saw that at. And it was at the beginning, because I don't watch TMZ, because they are crooked. All right, I think a lot of them crooked. But anyway, I'm gonna call it as I catch it, though.
Still don't understand why she was fired. I still
Yeah.
don't understand why she was fired.
Whoa,
Because
help me out.
what? Girl, what? Anyway, right?
It don't make sense.
Again, I get it. The Southern District of New York didn't do themselves any favors because this would have been harder to do if she was fresh off of a win from the Diddy trial. Okay. Because the whole world was focused on that Diddy case. And when that Diddy case, they didn't seal the deal, the victims and everybody else felt let down. Now, I think as your favorite federal informant. So I went to the employee meeting because if you guys don't know, I'm a paid federal informant and a federal reporter, you know. So I went to the employee meetings with the feds and I was like, what's going on? What's tea, you guys? What should I be reporting? Right?
Well, shoot. If you're federal, I'm going to. I'm a federal informant too, then, huh? Anybody that's anti-Diddy are federal informants. That's what we're really trying to say, also. And then if you don't use your brain and know how to maneuver and go up a little bit, that's your fault. Don't be calling me. I'm getting special privileges because you don't know how to darn work the system and ask questions and get everything you need to get so you can move up and automatically have you a seat in the courtroom. If you don't know how to do that, that's your fault. Because I seen a couple of y'all could have did it. She told y'all how to do it. But it was after the fact, after y'all talked all that darn junk. All right. Oh, and don't forget, Rat Man, his trial is, his court date is August the 6th, okay? The one that ran up. Yeah, Rat Man. Yeah.
If you guys don't know, all the rumors are true. I am, in fact, a paid federal informant. You guys got me. They bypass all mainstream media outlets. They bypass Mr. Beast. They bypass Rotten Mango. They bypass YouTube channels that have billions of views and hundreds of millions of subscribers, and they found my little YouTube channel where before the Diddy video, before the Diddy thing that I covered, I had 535,000 followers, and they found my channel. And after my Diddy coverage, I now have 610,000, which I am very, very grateful for. But apparently, they found my little modest channel. They said, forget Rotten Mango. Forget Mr. Beast. Forget all these people. Where's TISA? You mean the girl that got 500,000 followers? Yeah, bring her up. We're going to violate every single doctrine we have in the Southern District of New York.
Sorry about that, y'all. Don't leave me, dang. But anyway, yeah. I started daydreaming. Y'all. So she started popping up fingers. But anyway, y'all, yeah, she's telling us now, she's picking with y'all now though, but we're trying to figure out what happened, how she get fired, what she do. That's what we want to know. So if TISA really worked there, we know, huh?
New York. We're going to violate New York State, New York City, New York local, and also federal law to give payment to a YouTuber of 500,000 followers. I know that some people, that might be a lot, and maybe just yesterday it was a lot to me. It still is a lot. But they decided to bypass the YouTubers that got millions of views. And literally, when they say something, it goes around the world. They decided to bypass all that and find my channel, which focuses largely on celebrity scandal, which I love it, and pay and violate several laws, and also risk the case being thrown out for a mistrial so they could pay me to stand in that court and go outside and report. I feel very honored. I would like to say thank you to the Southern District of New York for risking it all and taking a chance on my little humble YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you. So to all the haters, you guys are right. And that is very, very clever, critical thinking that you guys would even throw that accusation out at me. I will say I am surprised, but no, I'm disappointed, but not surprised, because once again, your critical thinking skills and your critical thinking skills, it shows why. It shows why. It shows why. Anyway, you guys, right? Anyway, but again, I just want it, because when people say stupid stuff, I like to delve into it and really get to it. And I said, really? They risked it all on my little 500,000 YouTube subscriber, not people that got millions of subscribers and a bigger reach and a bigger thing and actually go. No, they're going to risk it all. But these are the people, the critical thinking people, that people. Literally, when I heard that thing, you was paid, but right? I literally was like, what's not clocking to you? What's not clocking that I'm standing on business? It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you on so many levels. I was like, when people are that dumb, and when I say dumb, I'm not talking about somebody's intelligence. I would never insult somebody's intelligence. I'm talking about, there is something to be said for people that are willfully ignorant. My dad always told me, stay away from people that are willfully ignorant. Because especially as you get older, being ignorant is a choice. In the age of Google, and now in the age of AI, in the age of ChatGPT, you could have asked ChatGPT, but would it be? What are the odds? And ChatGPT would have been like, girl, no, that's not. In the age of, do you know how hard you have to work to stay ignorant in 2025? Willfully ignorant. Do you know how hard that is? That's a choice. And if you're an adult and you choose to stay willfully ignorant, that is a choice you make every day. And that makes you dangerous, because day in and day out, you choose to close your eyes. You have to fight reality, and everybody else trying to be like, no, the sky's blue and the sun's yellow. You literally are fighting to stay ignorant. You want to stay in that cocoon. And people that fight that hard to stay willfully ignorant, they are dangerous, because they will sacrifice everything so they can stay willfully ignorant. And they are capable of doing anything to stay willfully ignorant. It's hard to stay willfully ignorant. It's an everyday fight to not let critical thinking and any type of intelligence get in your head. It's a fight. It's a fight. It's a fight. Woo, one. That one up.
Y'all see me looking over, my eyes get big. I got the news over on TV, okay? And I be trying to figure out what they're saying, and when some look like it's like I need to scan over there, my eyes get big because I can't do it. But yeah, because like with my nieces, my great niece and nephews, right? If they ask me something and I know they know it, I get upset. I said, look, if you'd asked somebody else that, they would have thought you was slow for real. I know you know it, so stop doing that. Don't ask any questions that you know the answer to, ever. And don't let me catch you again. So they don't do it around me anyway, because I don't play that. Don't act crazy when you're not. But anyway, let's go ahead, yeah. Let's go.
But let's get back into this deep state stuff. So I was at the employee meeting for all the federal paid informants and people that took payments and defied judges' orders to take payments.
Oh, no, you would, because Ratchet wasn't there. That's That's the payments. And some of the other ones took payments. Not you now.
Payments from the federal government to read court documents and remind everyone that Diddy is a violent, depraved POS, who put most likely car bombs, beat up women, put car bombs, and literally thought he was living in season 1 of Empire. And that's just a little smidgen of the stuff Diddy's done. Again, there's a reason why everybody around him was afraid of him.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I was at, an employee meeting, and I'm like, what's tea? Like, what's going on? First of all, I want to talk about the cafeteria on the 8th floor. I think it is woefully unsupplied, and I think as federal agents and informants, we need better selection at the cafeteria. But all jokes aside, I really, you guys, this is as deep state as it gets. There is something going on. Diddy getting off the Southern District of New York when Trump's guy came in, short-circuiting the funding for them to increase the investigation and taking lawyers, attorneys off of the case and leaving like a skeleton crew when Damian Williams was on it, baby, they was literally burning hell, heaven and earth to get to the truth. It was a lot. Again, I think it's a lot. So listen. So, okay. Now, some people are saying that Pam Bondi made the call, which makes sense because she desperately needs attention off of her ASAP for the Jeffrey Epstein. Morgan J. Freeman tweeted, breaking, and in a complete and total abuse of power, dipshit Pam Bondi has fired Maurene Comey, daughter of James Comey, from her job as prosecutor in the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office, per Politico. She worked on the prosecution of Justain Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, and Sean Diddy Combs. Jeffrey Epstein unalived himself, but he was about to go down. So saying Maxwell is serving a 40-year jail sentence, even though she might get pardoned. And Sean Diddy Combs, yeah, that we all know what happened in the Diddy case, right? Aaron Perenes said Comey was lead prosecutor in both Justain Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein cases. This will only flame conspiracy theories even more. But again, I think this is having the opposite effect. This is low-key giving legs to the Epstein scandal. And everything's happening too quickly. It's like they're trying to find a sacrificial lamb. Here, take Comey. Here, this, here, that. You know how you can make us forget about Epstein? Trump. Do you know how you can get us to forget about Epstein? We can get some more charges on Diddy. Let's get some more charges on Diddy. Listen. Anyway, Midas Touch is saying that Donald Trump has fired Maurene Comey, who was key prosecutor in the Jeffrey Epstein and Justain Maxwell case. Helios Bros said Trump is featured prominently on the Epstein pedophile client list, and that's why he's firing Comey. He's on the Christian of their pet. No, okay, so we don't need to read that. But here's the thing. I don't think that's why he fired, because she knows he's on the list. I think that they're looking for a sacrificial lamb, and they're trying to start a new conspiracy theory because everybody's so mad at the White House right now. Because the one thing they said was they were going to rid us of the PDF files. We're going to see the Epstein list and all these people. And if it was only Democrats on that list, I think that we would have been seeing that list.
Exactly.
I think all the Republicans just voted not to release the Epstein files. So it's whatever. Here's what I think's going on. I think that, just like he tweeted, that the Epstein list was a hoax made up by James Comey, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden, right? And this was a hoax made up by them. And now you fired Maurene Comey because she helped.
Yeah, helped her daddy and all that stuff. No, we already know. Wait a minute, y'all. I'm going to skip down a little bit. Okay? Because I want y'all to see the deposition of Epstein, okay? And what him and Diddy and them had in common.
They go and take off while they go into the rich person clubhouse and laugh at us. That we somehow think we're on the same team. We're not. We need.
Wait a minute. Sorry.
Kayla Roney said, TISA been following 2 years and finally became a.
Wait a minute.
Date of death. Who was prez on this date?
Wait a minute.
Does MAGA Like, are you guys going to still rock with Trump after this? Because to my untrained eye, this looks serious. CJ said, you're amazing. Keep giving us the truth. Have a great time on your vacation. Thank you. Blessed Child said, the scar Trump.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
they're scared of Trump because he got dirt on them. Plus, he's one on the list. Listen, Trump and Epstein were super, super close.
This
Trump has dirt on everyone.
thing.
But where's that list? Again, it has not escaped my attention that the Republicans voted to block it. But it also hasn't escaped my attention that Democratic leadership is not exactly fighting to get it out.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. I get the whole Democrat Republican thing, but in this day and age, I think we are rocking with, we need some working class solidarity. And I don't care whether you make millions a year or whether you make like 10,000 a year. We're all working for our money. We need some working class solidarity. I think they have fooled us into taking lines, the reds versus the yellows, the browns versus the blues.
Yes,
I think that they have tricked us into arguing and hating each other so much so they can sit there and just fleece our pockets, especially with this Epstein list, especially with this PDF surge that's going across our country, especially with what Diddy, Weinstein, all these people prove that you can be rich, powerful, and get away with the most low down, dirty crimes. All of these people are all friends. Trump used to be a huge Democrat. A lot of Democrats that when as Democrats came over to be a Republican, they don't care. They're literally jerseys they go and take off while they go into their rich person clubhouse and laugh at us. That we somehow think we're on the same team. We're not. We need working class solidarity. Democrat, Republican, and I don't care. Look at Andrew Cuomo, because he lost to what's his name? Rightfully so. Now he wants to run as independent. My whole point is we need to stop being so concerned with what is going on with, I think we need to stop being so concerned with what's going on between Democrat and Republican and actually realize that we are all on the same team, working class, and that the rich people are all on the same team, even though they come out wearing different hats. Hey, I'm blue, I'm red. Who's behind me? They're all on the same team.
All right, they're all exactly on the same team. Yeah. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. In the comments. Wait, y'all, I'm looking for the Epstein tape. Let's see. Because it went out on me. Here it is. Wait a minute. Here it is, the deposition. All right, because I know it wasn't too much of it. Okay. All right. Okay.
His birthday one.
So remember I said that I feel like defense attorneys who represent very, very, very rich people, I feel like they're morally bankrupt. But let's keep going. Not the people that represent working class, comrade. I'm talking about people that represent like very, very wealthy. I feel like they're morally bankrupt.
On one of defendant Epstein's birthdays, a friend of defendant Epstein sent him 3 12-year-old girls from France who spoke no English for defendant to sexually exploit and abuse. After doing so, they were sent back to France the next day. Isn't that true?
Once again, I'm going to move to strike. Irrelevant, argumentative, harassing.
I would like to answer that question. I really would. However, today, my attorneys have told me I have to assert my Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, and 14th Amendment rights of the U.S. Constitution.
You're invoking your Fifth Amendment.
Again, morally bankrupt. The way harassing this and the way he had that smug little smile. I would like to answer that question. I really, really would.
Right.
However, I need to invoke, I bet you do.
Rights to each of these questions because you know that your answers will incriminate you and you feel that it will result in you being prosecuted for these crimes. Isn't that right?
Objection argumentative, harassing, and calls for a legal conclusion.
Would you raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, I do.
Is it true, sir, that
Wait.
you have what's been described as an egg-shaped peanut? I had hired psychologists to do a psychological profile on Jeffrey Epstein, what type of person he was.
Yeah. So listen, I mean, it is what it is. It is.
I'm gonna let y'all hear it.
I just gotta fix this really quick. I be working
because I must have missed
all
it.
the time. It feels so to this.
Okay, here. This is it. This is the first one. Okay, this is it.
Testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes, I do.
Is it true, sir, that you have what's been described as an egg-shaped peanut? I had hired psychologists to do a psychological profile on Jeffrey Epstein, what type of person he was, and what would actually get under his skin. What made him tick was that he was a narcissist. He had no ability to feel empathy and saw himself as the master of puppets, so to speak. Sir, one witness described your penis oval-shaped and claimed when erect, it was thick towards the bottom, but was thin and small towards the head portion, and called it egg-shaped. Those are not my words, I apologize. As Mr. Creighton has stated, that this is a...
Now, let me just say this. That lawyer, he's after my own heart. He said, they said it was thick toward the bottom, very small and tiny at top, called it egg shape. Sorry, don't mean to offend, not my words. Jeffrey Epstein was like, his lawyer was like, this is adjourned. But
All right, y'all. That's all I got. Hey, Deborah. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do right now because that was pretty long. That was pretty good, huh? But yeah. So he got the egg shape, right? Epstein and Diddy got the Tootsie Roll, right? So that's what they have in common, and they are both narcissists and stuff like that. Anyway, but I just want y'all to hear and see Epstein right there. He got hot about that thing. The eggplant, even though I don't know, you don't rest in peace, but just do what you doing wherever you at. If he really, y'all think he really gone, and y'all think he's somewhere else, like walking around like us? Or do y'all really think? Cause y'all know we couldn't see his cell, right? I wonder if he really, because I never knew. Never really thought about it, But yeah, I think he really gone. Thank you, Deborah. You're so sweet. Always. But yeah, do y'all think? I don't know. But I think Trump about to let the Maxwell girlfriend go, then just follow her, and then we'll know where he at, if he's still up here with us. But I think that's what he got to do, because if he's saying the flight law, all that is a hoax, then why is she in jail? Why is she in jail? I tell you, man, these people crazy. I know they stopped that darn tape. Somebody reset itself every night. Please. You couldn't even show that they didn't even, and there was a camera over there. We could have saw his cell. Somebody didn't work. Anyway, I don't even care no more. I do care because I want the victims to get their due diligence, and I think it was stupid because Blondie said she had some on her desk she did not have, and now they had to fire Maurene just to try to make our head look at Maurene, thinking she messed up the Diddy trial when actually y'all trying to cover up the Epstein file. Darren Trump, we know you was in it. We know you was on the island, buddy. That's what I say. All right, then. This is Valentine TV. I want to thank y'all for coming and joining me and keeping me company. Thank you so much, Deborah. Let me see. You know I can't see. Y'all know I be on the other phone. I have to watch my mom on one while I'm talking to y'all. Shoot, yeah. Let's see. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. But yeah. Because I know that darn tall guard went in, and then the little man came out in the little hoodie, came back through. It was just weird. And the guard, the tall man, picks up the phone, and then you can tell whether the tape did something because the long phone cord thing and his bag. That's what somebody had us watching. And they stopped for a little bit, and then it went. It's weird. They just trip. I will. I'm about to go get some pain pills out in a minute. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. Please, as you come in, if you haven't subscribed to Valentine TV, please do so. And hit the like button if you like any of the commentary. All right, and if you laughed at me, hit the like button, okay? All right, I'll see y'all later, okay? I'm going to go try to find what them Diddy tapes at. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. All right, good night to some of y'all, and some of y'all I'll see y'all in a minute, okay? All right, good night.